Hey guys, what's going on? It's P. Gamboa here, and I'm extremely excited to share with you today the newest custom mod to my truck. This mod has been a long time in the making, and I'm finally happy to have completed this mod. In this box, I've got my BCM, or body control module, but before we talk about that, let's talk about the truck real quick. I've got a 2016 Chevy Silverado LT 1500. A couple of years ago, I swapped out the tail lights for the LTZ High Country. It's the LED version. I also swapped out the headlights to the LTZ High Country version as well, with the integrated switchback running light and turn signal. And today, I wanted to share with you guys the custom programming that was done to my BCM. Now, the BCM is responsible for a large percentage of the operations that occur in the truck, and the BCM is actually installed inside in the driver's side footwell. So wanted to share this video with you today with what was done to this BCM. So here's the BCM, or the body control module, and as I mentioned, this is the brains to the truck. It's responsible for a large percentage of the operations that occur inside the truck. Now, if you take the BCM out and send it off for programming, your truck is down. It's a hard down. So that's always been the hesitation in wanting to go through and follow through with this mod, because your truck is down. And what I mean by that is, you take your keys, you try to unlock or lock, it does not respond. Your truck is down. You cannot start the truck. So you have to plan and schedule for this mod, and one of the reasons why it's taken so long to get this done. Now, the other downside to BCM programming is that there is a brake relearn procedure. This procedure is done at the dealer, and I really don't like taking my truck to the dealer because you just never know what you're going to get when it's time to pick your truck up. I've had too many instances where I take my truck in for one thing and it comes back for more issues than what it originally went in for. So with the extensive testing that's been done, that is no longer the case. Custom programming of your BCM is truly plug and play. Let's get this guy installed. And just for references, your BCM gets installed right in here. So unplug all the connectors and pull it out. I am going to install it. So I've got the BCM installed. Now let's start the truck up. Truck starts up, no issues, no error messages. This upgrade is truly plug and play. So let's talk real quick about the company that did this programming for me. The name of the company is called White Auto and Media Services. I'll put the link in the description below. In short, we'll call them WAMS. The folks at WAMS has been providing this service since 2001. They've been in the business for a little over 18 years now. And in 2010, GM introduced a new architecture called Global A. This new architecture created some challenges in the custom programming space, and after many years of testing, WAMS has been the exclusive source for programming on this Global A architecture since 2010. They also provide this service for dealers and exporters worldwide. So for example, if a dealer sold a truck without fog lights, and the sales guy says, we can add those fog lights for you, well, you can't really add that without custom programming. And so they'll reach out to WAMS for this custom feature, since GM doesn't really support this. And so I've been working with WAMS on this project for almost a year now, only because of schedule differences and being able to get this BCM programmed. But they are the only company that I trust with this programming. And if you've seen my other videos with the cluster and the HMI, they are the only company that I will trust for this sort of programming. So I'll put the website and the information in the description below. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the features that this BCM is going to provide. Okay, so let's talk about some of the features here that have been done to my BCM. Now, keep in mind that there are going to be some features listed in the feature set that won't apply to my truck, because my truck already came with it from the factory. Also, my truck is going to be the first public beta test case. WAMS has been testing this on several other in-house trucks and trim levels successfully. They are also in the completed stages of R&D and in the final testing phase for the T1 platform. So for you guys with the 2020 or 2019 new body style and 2020 HD trucks, be on the lookout. There's going to be so much that can be done to truly customize your truck and the upgrade. So let's talk about the feature set. Okay, so as you know, I installed LED tail lights and the LED headlights that are found on the LTZ and High Country, and this also goes for you Sierra trucks, so the SLT and the Denali and SLT higher trim lights. If you install those lights into your truck and you do not install resistors, you're going to get what is called hyper flash, or you'll get the bulb outage detection signal. So with this customization to my BCM, hyper flash has been deleted, my resistors are no longer needed, and I no longer get the bulb outage detection signal. Pretty neat feature. This works just like factory. I've been wanting to do this for the longest time. You know, you can use resistors, but they are bound to fail. They are prone to fail. So this completely removes the need for resistors. The other feature that I kind of liked is, I'm going to call this flash to pass. I don't know if that's the official term, but you can bump your turn signal lever down and the turn signal will blink. Now the factory default blink will be for it to blink or flash 3 times. And so this is a minor change, but it's one of those things that I kind of like, because if you're on the highway and you want to either make a lane change or pass, 3 blinks is not enough in my opinion, and so this has been bumped up to 4. Okay, now if you are in tow haul mode, the default blink rate to flash to pass goes from 3 to 6, and so that's what it looks like when you have tow haul mode turned on. But the regular driving mode, I've been up now from 3 to 4. The next feature is going to be the fog lights on with the override on use of high beam. So if you turn your fog lights on and you go to use your high beams, the default factory operation is that it will kill your fog lights. And so for city use, probably not a big deal, but if you're in the backcountry or very dark roads and you need to use your high beams and you have your fog lights on, it'll just provide more light output. Also, if you don't have factory fog lights, you can actually get this enabled now. So if you add the switch and all the wiring to the fog lights, your cluster will respond with the fog light indicator on the screen. Now for you Sierra trucks, if you've got the Intellibeam where your high beams will automatically come on for you, this will also work for you Intellibeam folks. So if your Intellibeam is on and activated and your high beams come on, your fog lights will also stay on. Another feature available for this custom BCM mod is for you guys that have the 98 mile per hour speed limiter on your truck. You can have the ability to have that raise slightly to allow a stock truck, a Denali for example, to run a full quarter mile without hitting that speed limiter before getting to the end of the quarter. So obviously I can't test that on my truck. I believe I don't have that restriction on mine, but if you do, you can have that restriction removed or increased slightly. All right, so for you guys that do not have factory heat on your truck, part of this custom BCM programming will enable the data circuit that allows the BCM to communicate with the module that's under the passenger seat. Now, adding factory heat is not a simple plug-and-play solution, but part of getting this to work for those that don't have it is to enable the data circuit from the BCM so that it can communicate to the heat module that lives under the passenger seat. Once you get factory heat enabled and you want to add cool later, you can do that. So that this is a function that originates from the BCM to be able to add that if you don't have factory heat. Okay, this is a feature that I think is neat. You can, for those of you that have remote start, you can remote start your truck. And you know that you can get 10 minutes of run time. If you do it a second time, you will get a grand total of a 20-minute remote start runtime. So this mod actually increased the runtime from 10 minutes to 20 minutes, which means you can do it twice and get a total of 40 minutes of remote start runtime. Now, for those of you that don't have remote start, this will actually enable remote start. So you can gain remote start, and all you need to do at that point is get a key fob and get that program to your truck. So if you don't have remote start, you can add it. If you do have it, you can bump it up from 10 minutes to 20 minutes of runtime. Okay, so the next feature I want to talk about is key fob windows rolling down. For those of you that have this feature, I think GM introduced this on mid-year 2015 and later. If you have a 14 or early 15, you may not have the ability to roll the windows down. But for those of you that do have that, the original function is if you press and hold the unlock button, all 4 windows will roll down. With this new BCM mod, what we've done here is we left the rear windows alone, but we'll roll down the front windows. So if I press and hold the unlock button, my front windows will roll down. Now the passenger side did not do it, only because I am working on retrofitting the Express Up functionality like is available on the SUVs. And so what's new to this is that if I press and hold the lock button, my windows will now roll up. So again, if I want that to occur on the passenger side, I'm working with WAMS at this time to get that functional for the passenger side. So if you have a 14 or early 15 and you don't have where your windows can roll down, that is a functionality that can also be enabled for you guys that don't currently have it. So pricing for this BCM upgrade is going to be somewhere under $300. There is or may be an upcharge for some 2017 and 2018 trucks due to some security changes and some additional work. So please contact WAMS for pricing specific to your vehicle. Well guys, that concludes the feature list set for my custom BCM. Thanks for taking the time with me today to go through the list with you guys. Again, this is one of the most exciting mods I've done to my truck. It's been a long time in the making. I'll have a complete list down in the description for the feature list set, as well as the website for whiteautoandmedia.com down in the description below. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, this is P. Gamboa. We'll see you later.